Let's take a look at how we can start editing our animation in this video. So I have the ball going from point A over here, it's rotating and then coming down and it's scaling as it falls down. So if I go to the curve editor, it'll show me all my function curves. So you have your position XYZ, rotation XYZ, and scale. So the position curve is red, the Y position is green, and the Z position is blue. Then you have the rotation right here. So it's got no rotation from, and these are the frames over here. So 0 to 60 frames. So the horizontal axis is the frames and the vertical axis is the value. So you can see right now this is 0. So there's no rotation from keyframe 0 over here to 30. And then right over here it rotates to a value of negative 242. And then that's only in X though. And then you have your Y rotation and you have your Z rotation. Also here's your scale. So it's scaling all the way from the front all the way over here to here. And you have tangent handles, and you can also specify how you can, play around with the scale over here. So that's XYZ scale actually layered on top, and you can totally get it to display XYZ scale if you want it, but that's a totally different topic to talk about. So at this time, if I wanted to simply go over here on my X position, I can also come down over here and just with my move key, if I keep that pressed, you get your move horizontally and vertically. So you got to be careful how you're doing it. So I can just go here and say, maybe it has to start here, and you see where it's starting. As opposed to it was starting right over here at a value of 107. So I can just even zoom out a little bit and say, you got to start right there, and it goes right over here. So you can play around with your values over here for X, Y, Z. Like for example, my Z position is right over here at 279, and that's at frame 30. If I want, and that's right over there, I can take this down, and you can see the ball, if I minimize this, doesn't go as much up. So it just goes over here. So I can undo that right now, go to frame 30, let's undo it, it goes up again. Similarly, you can see your keys over here while going to modes, dope sheet. So dope sheet will not show you the function curves. It'll just show you your position, rotation, and scale. And in most cases, dope sheet is really, really handy if you just wanted to move your keys. And if you're not doing it from the right click, configure, show selection range over here, you can simply move these keys. So if I wanted all the position, rotation, and scale, let's say for these guys, for the frame 60, let's say to frame 45, I can do that from here. Plus, just like your curve editor, any key, if you right click, you can get the time it's at, the value, and which keyframe number it is. That's the second keyframe. Then you go to the third keyframe, that's at time 60, just for the sphere X position. And you can do the same thing over here on the curve editor too. So if I just go here, click on this, I can right click and get all these options. Another way you can start playing around with your keys right in the view is by going to your motion panels right here and trajectories. And the trajectories are really, really cool because it gives you this trajectory over here in the view. Here's my keyframe. So if I just go here, sub-object, if I go to the sub-object level, I can play around with my keys right here. So I can just take this one up or down. So let's say if I wanted to go more up over here, right there. So it's traveling more up and then it's coming down. And then furthermore, I can go to my curve editor over here, go to the Z position. Also tangents I can play with, so if I wanted to really have falling down really with a big thump, I can change these tangents over here, and there's a whole bunch of tangents over here. So this is always the tangent after the key is the out tangent, the tangent before the key is in tangent. And you can right click over here and you can specify what the out tangent should be and what your in tangent should be for that key. And if you go with your mouse over, the tangents would tell you what they are. So for example, this is a fast, this is a slow, this is a step tangent, which is used very often for blocking your animation out. It's a linear tangent and so on. So there you go, that's how you start editing your animation.